Before we get started, I'm going to take 5 seconds of your day to say we have streams on Twitch and YouTube. We have a Discord, link is in the description below, and please drop a like and subscribe. Thanks, guys. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to episode 6 of the Calzax Gaming Podcast. Hopefully the camera's looking good, stream's looking all right. Let us know up in the chat if there's any problems. But welcome. We are going to debate and discuss and journal our gaming experiences as usual, as well as the latest in gaming entertainment news. And today we have an emphasis on the game Escape From Tarkov. Y'all know this has been the Tarkov Podcast, as well as a very special guest joining us. So everybody, please welcome a fellow member of the Tarkov community and a thriving Twitch streamer and TikTok sensation, HayBailsZ. Thank you so much for being on the show. We'd love to have you. Welcome.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate the invite.
Absolutely. And then, as always, we got our boy C2 up in the house.
What it do?
All right.
Big shout, HayBailsZ.
Yeah. We're so thrilled to have you on the show. We've been doing this sort of special series where we have Tarkov streamers on the show, and we get to kind of talk to them about. You guys have been doing some awesome stuff, and I feel like it just deserves so much more eyes and like dissecting, because there's so much that goes on to the game, in the game, and stuff like that. And so that's what we're here to bring, is to kind of get a chance for the audience to look further into the Tarkov scene and streamers out there. And HayBailsZ is a great person to know about. So before we get really into all that, you know, we are here to talk about the Tarkov and everything, but we got to know how we got there, right? So would you tell us in the audience a bit about your background, HayBailsZ, and how you found your way to streaming Tarkov? How'd you end up there?
Sure. I, like in high school, I went to a very small private high school. And video games was like not a thing that was 100% socially acceptable. So I didn't really start gaming until I graduated high school in 2015. Like I played World of Warcraft with my brother, but I didn't do any I didn't tell any of my friends I had a PS4, PS3, like that kind of thing. So I was never super serious about it until I graduated high school. After my first year of college, got my own place, bought a desktop, started playing H1Z1, Overwatch, PUBG, those kinds of things. And then I saw Dr. Lupo playing Escape From Tarkov, and I texted a couple of my friends at the time. I was like, what is this game? Like, there's something called scavs, there's PMCs. Like, I don't get the difference. Like, do you think I would like this? Because it's a pretty expensive game, to be honest. Like, especially if you get EOD, it's over $100. Mm-hmm. So I didn't want to just get it and then, like, be out $50, $60. So I started watching a lot of streamers. Ended up pulling the trigger, and probably was the best decision I've made in the last few years, considering it has helped my streaming career, and I've played this game almost 2,000 hours. I initially started streaming just because my friend and I, who I used to play with a lot, wanted to be able to show our other friends the cool things we did if we hit a good shot or something like that. Like, I didn't have a webcam, I didn't have alerts. It was literally just for clips. But then people started watching, and I had a lot of fun with it. So I made, a Twitter and Instagram, a TikTok, started putting more effort into everything. And here we are.
What a story.
Yeah, that's inspiring.
That's crazy. To come up with Tarkov. It's crazy. It's just such a special game, I guess, in terms of streaming that, it's just wild to see all these stories like yours, and to come up with Tarkov and everything. It's really crazy. But to ask even more about your background, like, I guess you said you weren't playing games as much. What was your main hobbies outside of gaming? What was taking up your time back in the day?
Basketball and soccer. Before, all the way up to high school, I played in a soccer league year round. I did a winter indoor league, a spring outdoor league that was my school, and then a fall outdoor league that was club soccer, like travel soccer. But then once I got to high school, I was also playing basketball in the winter, so I had to drop that one. And it was just too much. So I started slowly dropping things, but it was mainly basketball and soccer were my obsessions at the time. So I didn't really have time for gaming until I got to college.
That's crazy. You see so many people in gaming too with the sports background, I guess it just, it translates, especially in streaming, just, I guess having that reaction time, and it just kind of trains you for, the competitive stuff. And we'll get into more of that. But Power to you. I loved soccer and basketball, but I was so bad at both sports. But I love playing them. Like they're just so technical, you know. It's so.
Yeah, they definitely are.
What position were you playing in soccer and stuff? What were you doing?
Center mid. I was center mid.
Nice.
In high school, yeah.
I think goalie was the only thing I could ever like be decent at because you can put your hands into play.
My mom always told me she would have a heart attack if I played goalie, so I like never volunteered.
Yeah, well, that's probably good. I mean, you get the best technical skills out there on the field. You know, kicking the ball around. Can't use your hands.
True,
that's good.
True.
That's good. Well, so yeah, you found your way into streaming Tarkov, and now here we are, and we've got so many things we want to ask you when it comes to that. How many years have you been streaming Tarkov for now? Like, or how long has it been? You know,
7 months.
7 months. Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. It's crazy how many. Because I think the Yoinks is on that similar side of the path. There's that like Baked Jake who's also new on the scene. I think he's like 10 months, something like that. But there's just so many of those people that are really finding success in Tarkov that are so new, and so that's why things like this podcast, guys, are so important because we really get a feel for this totally new scene. So with that in mind, we'll go ahead and dive into some of the Tarkov stuff. We got plenty to talk about, and so we always like to start out. We like to kind of talk about certain aspects of the Tarkov scene, maybe some of those hot topics out there. Right now it's kind of a little bit more of a slow time in the Tarkov game. There's not too much going on, but something that was on the mind of Veritas and Jesse Kazam on their own Tarkov podcast, as they call it, was Tarkov Recoil. And so I did want to bring it up because I thought it was an interesting topic, and we have a great person on the show to ask today. So they mentioned they feel if it were increased overall, if it would significantly benefit the game. Some of their reasonings would be like, instead of having to mess with certain armor penetration or bullet penetration and damage that some people are lobbying for, they feel like if you just increase the recoil, they feel like it would solve some of Tarkov's issues, and it would be an easier band-aid to apply than some of the other fixes, essentially, is what they were arguing. So, with that in mind, whatever that means to you, as a competitive Tarkov player, it would be great to hear your thoughts on this topic. What do you think about that? Would you like to see it, hate to see it?
I wouldn't mind it, but I don't know if it would fix everything. Because if there are still going to be people who can aim like crazy, you know, and who have godlike aim, and they're just going to learn the new recoil pattern, and then the damage in the pen of the ammo is going to be an issue again. So I think it would hurt new players more than anybody, because, you know, they're going to get all these attachments and be like, yeah, this gun's so cool, I have it kitted out, and then they're going to go to click and it's still going to shoot up to the sky, you know? So it's just like, and like, I don't think I would mind it because it would add another like skill ceiling, if that makes sense, like just something else to set people apart. But I don't think it'll solve all the problems.
I think you present a great case. You know, it sort of opens up both sides of the coin. Like, is it going to create that new ceiling? Like, if they did increase the recoil, like you said, people could still be hitting dimes at 100 meters away if they learn the recoil pattern. So should they add that new ceiling where it's just like, if you can learn the recoil pattern and just put yourself ahead of the game, should you be rewarded for that? Or should we, keep it so that new players have an easier time, you know, getting to the top of the game? So that's a great question, you know?
Yeah, that's a really good point.
Any thoughts on that, Sidu, in general?
Yeah, for real. Well, I'm not really like the most experienced like Tarkov gamer out there, but I mean, like, I'm really pretty still new to the mouse keyboard scene too. So like, I'm already pretty trash at any kind of recoil they already got in the game right now. So like, speaking out of personal experience, like, you know, I'd probably be getting slapped like a million times harder, like constantly.
I still think ammo's like the issue, because you're going to have this crazy recoil, but everybody's going to get like that one lucky shot, and you're still going to get head tapped by a level 6 noob, and you're still going to get frustrated because 995 and M61 has the ability to do that. And at this point in the wipe, everybody's running it. So
yeah, for truly.
It would help more beginning of the wipe maybe, but I don't see that fixing the problem. But I still wouldn't mind it because of the skill ceiling thing, but it's just not going to fix things. So, in my opinion,
overall opinion from HayBailsZ, is this something you would like to see? You are kind of indifferent about it, or you're feeling like you're against overall?
You know, I would like to see it, because one of the, not to like totally switch the topic or anything, but one of the things I've been arguing a lot in my stream is that the KS-23 and Trap 10 is overpowered. And I always say that. And the argument I get back is, well, a meta HK or a meta Vector is the same thing. You just point and click. There's no recoil. So like if that was added, I could be like, there is recoil. You're just bad at it. You know, the KS-23, you literally only have to hit one shot and I'm dead. So I think I would like it.
Yeah, I hear that.
True.
And I mean, on that topic too, as a, kind of a segue, we can talk about it a little bit in terms of the KS-23 and stuff being overpowered. I mean, it is definitely been on the minds of everybody. But yeah, I don't know. So do you feel like it's overpowered? Do you feel like it?
Oh,
How do
for
you
sure.
feel like the balance is? You know?
Oh, for sure. So I don't know anything about like guns in real life, but what I've been told, correct me if I'm wrong, but what I've been told is that the Shrap 10 round is only supposed to go like 10 feet or 10 meters, whatever it is. But I'll get killed from Ollie on interchange when I'm in Texo or something, you know, and that's more than 10 feet. And the fact that I could be wearing a slick and an Alton and get hit in my pinky toe with a Shrap 10 round and die is just horrible. That's horrible to me. And like my argument is that even 995 or 7N1 or 7N31, like from a Vector, is not going to kill me if they hit my leg with 1 or 2 shots. Like, it's going to black the leg, it's going to really hurt me, but it's not going to kill me. Whereas Shrap 10, you literally hit me in the leg and I'm dead. I'm 100% dead. So I think it's a problem. I think that you can get 80 Shrap 10 rounds from Prapper for 80 rubles each. That's ridiculous. They lowered the amount, like you can only get 2 KS-23s from him each reset.
Okay.
But these guys like aren't dying because they're killing Chad. So like that doesn't really matter. It's just, I'm not a fan of it.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of it at all.
This is something that we've actually spent a lot of time talking about on this podcast, like in several episodes. So it's always good to get an extra opinion on it, kind of gauge the community. I think again the big thing that always sticks out to me is the price, right? Like because there's no leg armor or anything like that. Like if I can spend 40K on a KS-23, go out and take somebody's slick and all their armor and their meta HK and spend like a fraction of the price that they're spending. I actually thought it was really underrated for a long time, and then I feel like in the past like month or so, it's really been picking up a lot of steam, right? And it's been interesting to see like there are so many people with it now, especially the Star Round too. That thing, it was crazy how much of a difference that gun ended up making when they added it into the game. I didn't realize it was going to be like that, you know?
Everybody thought the Star Round was going to be the thing, but then once everybody had their fun and their memes with the Star Round, I've only run into it like once or twice this wipe. Like I've barely even seen it unless I'm in factory, you know? But it's the Shrap 10 and like, yes, it'll make you money, but to me, it's almost like you don't, like you're not earning it. You know, it's not a good fight. Like I personally would not feel good about killing a guy fully kitted when I'm naked with a KS-23. Like I would just feel bad. I would ditch their stuff. Like I just don't want to. And I mean, everybody has their own style of playing, right? And I get that, but personally, I just don't want to play that way.
Yeah, it definitely introduced a whole another level because you did have your like Magnum buck and stuff, but this is Trap 10 is just that next level.
Exactly.
Yeah, and it's gonna be interesting to see what they do with it. I'm not sure. You know, it's still a hot topic of debate. So chat, chime in, comments, let us know. We already got Tandis Man chiming in about Trap 10s that they go really, really far. They're only meant for CQC with large spread. Yeah, no, you can. I've used that KS-23 from far, and it is totally fine. Like honestly,
it's a sniper.
Yeah,
you should just put a scope on it and sit on top of sniper rock. It's ridiculous
because of the spread. Like you just put a shot in the area too. Like you can
hit somebody,
get him in the face. Yeah,
exactly.
It's wild. Well, okay, that was a good little tangent there. I love talking about that. I'm happy we stopped on that. Chat, chime in as always. Our KS-23 conversation. We got to touch on it. So let's go ahead and move into the Evasion GG tournament that you took part in recently. We really want to get to talk to you about that. I'm actually going to let Cedo go ahead and ask you the questions on this one. But yeah, we're really interested here. So
for sure. Hey, Bells. I was watching a lot of your Evasion GG tourney. I saw all the highlights. I saw you slaughtering like the innocent Breezy. I saw the all the good stuff. It was
Don't
a
know what you're
great
talking
time.
about.
I was a huge fan of the stream, and
Thank you.
I really have to ask, like, did you have any strategies like coming into this tournament, and like, had you and Breezy like been building some chemistry like for a while?
Yeah. So, Breezy was no, he's the second ever streamer I played with. When I first met him, he happened to like see my tweets on Twitter or something. He came into my chat and said what's up, and he like missed one of my community nights. And so my friend and I offered to play with him the next day, and it just kind of like ended up being one of those things where we both really liked playing with this guy. Like our play styles meshed. He had the same like sense of humor that we do, that kind of thing. So we just kept inviting him back to play, and then we just like it evolved to giving him perms in our Discord. We would hang out before stream in Discord, just talking and doing whatever, like just like actually becoming friends. And now he's honestly like my best friend on Twitch. We text a lot. We legitimately are like really good friends. And I think that's part of the reason why we do so well. This Evasion was our 7th tournament together, like our 7th event. We've done 8 total now because we did another one on the Sunday, but like we have done a lot of these things and we both enjoy them. And we know now how to run them, if that makes the time limit, what you want to waste your time on, what you want to go for, what's worth it. And every tournament is different with scoring, but there's always like some sort of like just intuition of should we go push that fight or should we just dip? In our first tournament, like we won our group round, but then we got last in the finals and we did very bad. And we learned a lot from that experience of like, holy shit, we actually need to not just like play this like a pub like this. We need to focus. We need to do like min-max kind of, make smart decisions. And then ever since, I think we're like 6 for 8, 5 for 8 on competitions together. So it's been a lot of fun. Yeah.
I didn't even realize y'all had done that many together. That's crazy.
Yeah.
What a come up.
Yeah. I've known him for 6 or 7 months now. So
that's awesome.
We have good teamwork, I'd like to think, even though we shoot each other sometimes.
I would say so. I mean, y'all were absolutely killing it this last tournament and the GG.
Mm-hmm.
And guys, we will link, if you're watching us on YouTube, we're going to have links to HayBailsZ. Go support her in the description. We'll also link to Breezy as well. Go check him out. That is the tandem right here. And then Sidu, I know you had some more questions you want to ask, man.
Yeah, for sure. So was Beauty and the Breeze going for gold at the start, or did the realization come gradually?
We lucked out in that we didn't get any of like the crazy labs main guys in our group. I know like my friends Blazed and Trey 24K, they also are in the tournament and they're on the other side of the bracket than us. And when they got picked like on the other side of the bracket, I was like, oh, okay. Like just because I'm friends with them, I'm in their streams a lot, I see them play. And if we had like their PvP skills are insane. Not that like our group wasn't, but like you see those names and like even the announcers are like, oh my God, that's a stacked group, right? Like that's crazy.
Yeah.
So I was
super group.
Yeah. I mean, I was still nervous because everybody that's in this tournament is crazy good at the game. But we kind of I feel like we have this idea in these tournaments where it's like slow and steady wins the race. We'll get maybe 1 or 2 big pop-off rounds, but we're not pushing for that every round. We can consistently get a couple kills and extract witches points. And then in this last one, we had these task items we had to get. If we could get those, get a couple kills and get out, like we were happy. We weren't trying to overextend our welcome, on each map. So, Breezy was trying to, help me. He's better at being confident about winning than I am, So he was trying to tell me going in, like, we got this. It's okay. We can do this. We can win this. And it worked out.
That's lit.
It's building up the confidence. Nice.
For real. Yeah. Your own hype, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, pretty much.
he was spitting facts though, I guess, right? Yeah, y'all came out there and did it.
I mean, it worked. It worked.
Yeah.
Daggum. Right. We also noticed that y'all are running a lot of guns like HKs, M1As, and Vectors. Which loadouts were like really working for you? Like, what was like the real like seemed to be the meta in like most of these engagement? And like, what was your biggest obstacle?
Ooh.
2 loaded questions right there.
Loaded question.
So for me, Breezy really likes the M1A and the RSAS. He has been playing like computer games for longer than I have. He played a lot of CS:GO.
That helps.
So his trigger finger is
gamers.
a lot. Yeah, his trigger finger for those semi-auto guns is a lot better than mine. He's gotten accused of using like macros multiple times for shooting the semi-auto guns just because he is so fast at it. I really like the M4s, especially HKs everybody will say is better, but I just have an easier time controlling M4s. And the ergo on them is so nice that those are the M4 is my go-to. M1A on like woods, and interchange maybe,
sure.
but because M61 is really the best bullet in the game.
Oh yeah.
So
No doubt about that.
Yeah, but like in dorms and stuff, I'm not quick enough at shooting those semi-auto guns. I need the Kector, you know. I need an M4 or something. I try not to use vectors too much when I'm not like in a competition, just because people give me so much crap. Like
I
the
get
whole, you know, you're using the overpowered stuff. So, but like everybody uses M4s and HKs, so I'll use those. Breezy got me hooked on the VSS, so now we both use a VSS a lot, like as a backup if we start to run out of kits, kind of a thing.
That is a good one.
Yeah, and then we were also running slicks the whole time and exfils or Altons. Just because like you want to give yourself that chance, you know, to take a shot if you can.
So you, for the Alton thing, are you running that because of price at that point? Or for me, I don't know what it is. I have the worst luck anytime I wear anything that covers my ears. I just feel like I will have like cotton in my ears and people just run up and touch me on the shoulders and I just die. And so if I wear headphones, I just feel like I can keep myself alive. Like, how do you combat that, I guess, when you're keeping on the Altons and stuff?
Yeah. So max perception is a very nice thing. The skill perception, when you get it maxed, you can hear through Altons fairly decently.
Really? Okay.
But I didn't get max perception until like just this, like I hadn't had it in a tournament until this weekend, this past weekend. And so what we've noticed in duo tournaments is Breezy, he hates Altons. He likes to be able to hear, he likes to be able to turn his head quickly. I use the Reese T's, so like you don't have that. I do like the Reese,
yeah.
Yeah, I don't have that slowdown. But I still don't have ears. So what we have found works really well is like Breezy wears ears and he is the one who's like stopping and listening, you know?
I like that.
And if he makes a call out, I 100% trust it. Whereas if I make a call out, like I hear something, he'll be like, you're tripping, let's keep going. You know, like, because you never really know. Like, it's the biggest like difficulty for me wearing those helmets is like a faraway gunshot sounds like a footstep that's close.
Yes.
I would call that out all the time, and he'd be like, no, that's a gunshot over by power. We're good. You know, so if one of us has ears, mostly him, and the other one, like me, if I can wear an Alton or something to, you know, be more forgiving, be able to tank a headshot if I can, you know, make a mistake, get shot by a scav and live, that kind of a thing. I prefer to do that where he'll just be the ears. So it's kind of, but then like if he dies, I'm just like, okay, I gotta get out, you know?
Yeah.
I can't hear anything.
That's a good point. I didn't think about that. That's a really good way to do it, like duoing like that and having one person be, because I guess you don't really need 2 sets of ears if you're in the same vicinity. So that's a smart way to do it. And then I guess, does he let you like peek the corners a little bit more or something because you got the Alton and things like that?
I'll try sometimes, but Breezy is like the fastest gamer in Tarkov I've ever played with.
CS:GO people, man, they just hold W, huh?
You literally ask anybody he's played with. Like, I like to think I'm fast. Like, I'm always holding Shift W. I run. I'm like, one of my biggest weaknesses is that I don't stop to listen and like check every nook and cranny of a place, you know? But Breezy always beats me places, man. I don't get it. Ask anybody he plays with. He's so fast. So even if I, like, you know, I was probably smart that I checked the corner first so I could tank a headshot from Rashala or something. He's just there before me, so
he's popping those.
He's just there.
He's popping those SJ6s without telling you what's going on. Yeah, he's like, no, it's my endurance. I'm telling you. Oh my god. Okay. Wow. That really interesting conversation. The guys. So you guys hear max perception. Good thing to know about. And
for
what
real.
Duo playstyle right there. That's really cool to hear about. Sudo, I think you got another question as well relating to Major GG. Then we can move to the next one. Yeah.
This is a pretty important one. Like, what would you tell someone who had never competed in Tarkov if they were looking to get into competing and entering, you know, tournaments?
I want to add on to that too. And how did you said you've been competing in 7 tournaments or whatever in the past,
Mhm.
and you've only been streaming for 6 months. How did that get started yourself,
Sure.
Well, so we got started. I don't know if you know who Philbo is. He is a UK
I've heard.
emissary.
Okay, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, right.
He put on a tournament called The Hunt that was duos. And Breezy and I applied for that and we got in. And like we were shocked because I'd only been streaming for 3 months at the time, I was not very confident in my Tarkov gameplay. But we just did it and we were like, this is an awesome opportunity if we get in, you know? But in our group, we had to play Sheaf's team and Hazy's team, who are both on the Evasion competitive team, So I was a little freaked out. Breezy and I, we kind of went into it with this like whole, just do your best, try not to get last. It's a good experience. But we actually ended up winning that. And I think, back to like the whole, what would I tell somebody that's new? The biggest thing we did was prep. We had all our guns ready. We had rigs with meds and mags in them. We had like ammo stocked mags. We had nades. We had helmets. We had everything. So we were only out of raid for like 30 seconds before we were back in queue, ready to go again. And so we got more raids in than anybody else, and that ended up helping us win. So, and no matter what tournament, like I've done so far, at least, they're always timed. It's not like a first to get to this points kind of a thing. They're always timed. So no matter what you're doing, like that's going to be helpful. The more raids you can get in, the more you minimize your out of raid time, the more that's going to help. And it's definitely like we're noticing now as like more tournaments are getting popular and things like that, everybody's starting to do it. So I would definitely say prep, know what guns you're going to run ahead of time. And like if it's not just one map, plan the order of maps you're playing in or what maps you're playing. So you don't have to get out of raid and be like, well, where do you want to go? Where do you want to go? Or if it's solos, like sitting there thinking, well, maybe customs isn't working right now. Should I go interchange or maybe shoreline? Like just have a game plan kind of a thing.
For sure.
That would be my advice.
That's really good advice, guys. That's really good advice. That's crazy.
I heard it here.
Appreciate the follow there. Sorry, Breezy. Thank you for getting the boarding pass. We were actually just talking about you.
Hi, Breezy Wheezy.
Here, let me fix that alert box being underneath that. Sorry about that, guys.
Yeah, those are huge tips. I mean, honestly, y'all heard it here first. Y'all trying to get into some tournaments, y'all got to get that prep work. You got to draw the victory before
Thank you for the
get
follows.
it.
Apologies, the alert box is not in the right place. Okay, back to it. But yes, very good advice. So yeah, like in Tarkov, just getting into that raid, that's almost like you can get caught just streaming doing that, like just sitting in your menus too long and stuff like that so easily in Tarkov. There's so many items to understand that you can just get really flustered so easily. Like you said, coming in with the game plan, that's so smart. And you guys literally were able to go out and win with that game plan in mind. That just really proves like the power of coming in with the plan, getting prepared, and not just going out there and winging it. That's really good advice.
Yeah, I'm definitely a person in every aspect of my life. Like when I'm packing for a trip, I'm writing down a list that I can check off. Like I like to be 100% like thought of everything through ahead of time kind of a person. So we kind of just started doing that with the first one. I don't remember whose idea it was or if we both were just like on the same page, but we've done it ever since and it's definitely helpful because you don't want to be messing with the flea market and going through the traders. Like you just don't want to have to deal with that.
That just seems like giving yourself that foundation, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Real good to be thorough.
No, I definitely hear that. But I guess that is some really good advice from HayBailsZ herself, the Evasion GG champ out here, coming to let us know. Wow, some really cool stuff. I think you guys should be able to go to her channels and check out that Evasion GG's tournament that they had going on. But I also want to bring up this other thing you got going on. You got so many. It's so easy to talk about things like, honestly, this EFT League, this 8-week tourney that you have going on. I guess it's OneDeltaStreet EFT League 8-week tournament, and it seems to be against many other Sherpas, emissaries, and other streamers like Gingerliness and Breezy as well. I noticed I got to catch Gingerliness popping through yesterday on customs. That was a good little fight you guys had. So can you give us your expectations for this tournament? What do you think it'll be like? Have you participated in anything like this? Give us your thoughts.
I have not participated in anything like this. It's definitely the most like nervous I've been. Well, I wouldn't say nervous. It's the hardest competition I've gone against. I like to think there's like top 5 EU Punisher like people in this one. Breezy's in it, obviously. Gingerliness, who gets like 802,000 plus viewers every single stream, is like has 200 mil. Whenever I watch her, you know, she's very smart and methodical about how she plays, which is like the opposite of how I play, you know. Bams is in it, who is a Sherpa, literally certified by the game to know everything and how to play the game in a smart way. Like, it's tough competition.
Yeah, I see that.
I just don't want to get last. Like, that's my goal. I just want to prove that, like, I can hold my own. I'm not expecting, like, to win. I'd like to win, obviously, but I'm not going to be, like, crushed if I don't, you know? I just want to prove that, like, I can hold my own. Because to be honest, when we first started playing, when Breezy and I first started playing, I got so many comments like, "Oh, you must be so happy Breezy carried you to that win," and stuff like that, you know? And he, like, 100% is a better Tarkov player than I am, but, like, I just would like to think I can hold my own, and this is, like, one of those ways to prove that, I guess, since it's a solos thing, you know?
Yeah.
Exactly. So it's definitely interesting. Each week is a new map. You get 2 hours. You can't use your secured container. You can't use your Kappa, your Gamma, anything. So it's hard. It costs a lot of money to do it because you don't have that secure container. So I'm having to buy the ETGCs, props, like every single raid after every death. But it's very unique, so it's fun. It's a good time.
Okay, I see now. So it's a new map every week. I was wondering why it was customs that you guys were doing. I see. That's crazy. So you've mostly like done the duos in the past, right? So this would be one of the first solos for you, right?
This is my second solo tournament I've done, yeah.
Awesome.
Out of like, yeah, and then we've done like 6 duos, so I'm much more comfortable with the duos.
I definitely hear that. I mean, no, we don't compete in tournaments, obviously. We just like to watch them and everything. But even just being out there in the field, like playing Tarkov, like playing with squads versus solos is 2 different beasts, and so it's really good. You know, it obviously helps to get better at both, and what better way to do it than compete against the best in the game? So I see chat going off out here. Welcome everybody. Thank you so much for coming out, guys. And let's see. But that's gonna be really fun to watch. Very different style. I did want to ask too, because it was occurring to me, like, what is the plan if like they wipe or something in the middle of this 8 weeks?
That's a good question.
You know?
I was thinking about that because that's like 2 months, and everybody says, like, when do you think wipe's gonna be? And they're like, a month and a half, 2 months.
Right.
So we had that thought too, because last wipe was a really long wipe, right? So the hunt, that first tournament I was talking about that we did was towards the end of that, and we were freaking out, like, what if they wipe before the finals, you know, in between the group stages and the finals? And that's something I've thought about too, like with the Evasion one. But realistically, like, everybody's still going to be on the same playing field, because if it wipes, it's like, it's not like I'm just I am wiping. It's just going to change. Like, I'm not going to be able to bring in Slicks and Expo every raid, you know? I'm going to be, you know, trying to grind my butt off to level 40 so I can have max traders and then get TV 110s and M1 rigs, you know, like more budget style stuff. But I'm not going to be the only one doing that. So I think it'll almost more be like a competition of preparation than anything else, which, like, I think everybody in the tournament streams like full time, but at least this EFT League. But like for the Evasion one, I know there's some people who like have day jobs, you know, and they wouldn't be able to put in the time that I would, you know. They can't play 16 hours a day like I could at the beginning of a wipe.
So yeah.
So
it's gonna be interesting.
It would be very
okay.
I don't know if they would change the rules or anything. It would be, or they would like delay a week to give people time. I don't know. It would be.
This can be a wait and see kind of
weird.
situation.
Yeah. It's not been talked about. We're all just kind of crossing our fingers at this point.
I see that. Yeah, that's how it goes. Well, wipe is Thursday. Chat's, you know, right. So I guess you guys will have to figure that out. Yeah, it's always every Thursday they wipe. But and like you said too, it's interesting this wipe too, because like last one was a super long one. But I mean, obviously with the Bitcoin stuff going on, this one is just a super accelerated wipe. So I feel like it's more likely that it's going to be kind of soon. And now that they're saying it might be with 12.11 and the factory expansion, you know, we'll see. I guess, you know, we'll find out. And it'll throw a cool little wrench in the tournament if so, you know, if you guys keep playing with the wipe, if it does happen, you know.
For sure.
Yeah, best gamer wins.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It would be something.
So, okay, I do want to ask too, the first day of that tournament was yesterday. Do you think you'll have to adjust or fine tune any strategies you had coming into it? Was anything different than you were expecting, or?
Yeah, yes, I did not play well yesterday at all. I think I'm like second last right now. There were a lot of things like going against me yesterday, but like I'm not gonna make excuses. I lost a lot of fights I should have won yesterday. So I think going into next week, even though it is factory, I just need to play smarter because I'm so used to like in these things, you literally just W key. And when I'm with Breezy, I have that backup, that extra set of eyes, you know, the ears, if I'm wearing an Alton, you know, to help me hear things. But when I'm by myself and I'm just running like twice, I think I literally just ran into a guy who was like to the right of me because I didn't hear him. And it was pouring rain, so I just happened to be looking on the other side of the screen and then instead of that side. So I need to be smarter and not. It's definitely different doing these things as a solo versus a duo for sure. And I just think I need to adjust to that a little bit.
For sure. So do you think, with that in mind, do you expect that you'll slow down your playstyle a little bit?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. I don't want to slow it down too much because then I'm just gonna like second guess myself. Like, should I push that? Should I go? But the whole like the advice I've always gotten is like every 5 seconds you spend running, you need to stop and listen. And I think I need, maybe not factory so much, but like I definitely need to just stop and listen more and be more aware of my surroundings rather than just sprinting to the hot spots and, you know, assuming somebody's going to be there kind of a thing.
I hear that. It's definitely a different play style. It's definitely solo. I just feel like in Tarkov, the hearing can be so powerful. Like, I don't know any other game where it's this crisp. I mean, it's not perfect. I'm not saying the audio system's great or anything. I'm just saying it's like, you know, if you play Call of Duty, if you play Insurgency, if you play any of these other shooter games, you cannot hear like you can in Tarkov, you know, even with a headset on. Like, you can distinctly tell people across the map. With the Steam audio, too, I can give the direction pretty well, too. And as a solo player, that's what I always feel like is my advantage, because, like, if you're not using, like, push-to-talk in a squad or something, there is constant comms going, and, like, people just running around like maniacs, and you can't even tell what's what. So as a solo player, I always like to tap into that, but it's so different. So I hear you.
Yeah.
We're going to have a lot of fun watching, and so, chat, make sure you guys go out and support HayBailsZ for the 8-week tourney. It's going to be going on for a long time here, and we'll kind of see that little arc and see what happens. So wait, was it just kind of random that you ran into Gingerliness on, like, it's not the same servers or anything, right? It's just kind of like,
no, I think we just happened to like, I don't know where she is. I'm East Coast, so I'm assuming she's also on the East Coast somewhere. But like,
is she in the States? I don't even know.
I literally have no idea.
I didn't think she was in the States, but I actually not sure. So
I really have no idea.
I thought that was wild. Like,
we must have had the same server selected, and because we were, you know, both spamming customs
she is stateside?
over and over.
Okay.
Yeah, so we must have just, because I had it on auto, like East Coast servers kind of a thing. Just because I wanted to try to get into raids as quick as possible. We have done some tournaments though where the like organizer says you pick this one server in hopes that like everybody picks the same server in hopes that we run into each other. And those are fun, but this one, it wasn't that way. And she got the drop on me twice. I was pretty sad. The second time,
I didn't see the second time. Wow. Okay.
Yeah. The second time it was the end of the 2 hours, and I was fighting Rashala, but also like, you know, I was looking at the clock, talking to my mod, like, how much time do I have? I couldn't find anybody. And Rashala just totally, like, he and his goons, I didn't have a leg or an arm, and I was yellow. And then she comes running down the hill behind gas station and was just like, doink. So that one was kind of frustrating.
You know? Wait, no, I didn't realize that was her, though. I know what you're talking about. I did see that. Okay.
I didn't know it was her either, because I literally just, like, minimized my game, pulled up Delta's stream, and then 2 hours later, I'm sitting back at my computer and I have Tarkov up and it's her name that killed me. I was like, wait, what?
Okay. So that was kind of like an afterwards thing you figured out. What are the odds? That's so weird.
Yeah. She's so nice, though. Like, if I had to be killed by anybody, like, I don't want to get killed by Breezy, so I'm specifically not picking his servers. But she was so, like, as soon as she recognized it was me, she was like, oh my God, it's Bailey. I gotta hide her stuff. Like, she's so nice.
In the middle of a tournament,
into anybody,
like...
you know? Yeah. If I can run into anybody, I was happy it was her.
Yeah, for sure. Hide your stuff in the middle of a tournament. Like, who else would do that?
Exactly. She's very nice.
Crazy. What stories, man? That's wild. Y'all make sure to tune in again. It's gonna be really cool. That is still ongoing. I don't know exactly how often the Evasion GG tournaments happen or anything, or if you guys have plans in the future for that. But
yeah, they have like seasons of it. I guess the one that's going on right now is still in group stages, but the actual like group stages are every weekend. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So there won't be, the next groups are this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and then we play again in the semifinals.
It's like on some soccer rule set. Right there.
It's a legit bracket. It's pretty crazy.
Genooo, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the Calzax TV. Welcome.
Hell yeah.
Oh man, that's so cool. That is so cool. Well, I guess this segues into this next question though. Are there any other specific future or upcoming tournaments? I guess besides the bracketing that you're already going to do with Evasion, but that you might hope to compete in. And then do you have any plans for maybe qualifying in the next Punisher tourney? Anything like that? Out of curiosity, we got to ask. We got to get the hot topics.
Yeah, it would depend on the map. Yeah. I got a lot of like flack for not even trying for this one, but the competition is so tough. I feel like it would, and I'm so competitive. I feel like it would just frustrate me more than it would be like fun for me, you know? It's just like,
I hear that.
I watched the guys like who won, like Dill Heroes won 2 in a row.
Yeah, that's crazy. We didn't have a proper opportunity to talk about that. Crazy, yeah. Insane.
That dude is cracked. The fact that I would have to be like on a server with fighting against him, like, let me just watch. You know, this is like a sporting event. Let me just, pop some popcorn, get some fries, some chips and salsa or something, and like, let me just watch it with my friends, you know?
That's
I don't
how we were doing
necessarily want to compete.
Hey, we respect that.
We respect that. And a hard place at the same time.
And it's like, if I don't do well, like, I don't know. I feel like
first off, there's no judgment for anybody who, doesn't do. This is a Punisher tournament. Like, that is.
Yeah, I think qualifying is impressive, to say the least.
Oh, for sure. But then, like, I feel like it's, like, exposure-wise, it would definitely be fun, but exposure-wise, like, you're not really going to benefit too much from it unless you're in the top 10. Maybe even top 5. Like, maybe you'll get some new people that night when Pestilli's got you on his stream in front of 80,000 people, but afterwards, if you don't perform well, you're just going to be forgotten. So, like, while it is fun and it's cool to, like, kind of try to prove yourself from, like, a business, like, streamer standpoint, you literally have to be in the, like, top % of the gamers to really make it, like, helpful to you. And that's just so much stress. I don't know if I want, like, I'm not going to get top 10. I don't know if I want that.
Well, chat, we might have to pressure HayBailsZ into going to Punisher.
Some peer pressure.
We don't care where you place, but we'll pressure you.
the Punisher peer pressure.
I see those Genooo emotes. Those looking good. Yeah, no, I hear that though. It's crazy. I mean, we gotta mention it for just a second because we didn't actually have a chance to talk about it. But yeah, Dill Hero winning it twice in a row. Like,
twice.
We literally talked to Yoinks on this podcast, episode 5, about the Punisher in general, and he was literally talking about just how much RNG there is in it. Like,
for sure,
getting into the right raids, finding the right people at the right time, things like that. And he's a labs guy, so of course Punisher 2 is all his stuff. But he was telling us how he did still get lucky at times, and it's just insane that Dill Hero is able to double down. Like, just wild, given that RNG involved.
Head and shoulders above the competition.
Well, that's what I think it just proves. Like, the fact that he could still win 2 in a row with RNG being a huge factor, it just proves, like, he's better than the RNG, And, like, Axel, too, he got, what, second, first for EU? Like, the consistency just proves that you can deal with the RNG crap and still perform well.
The desync, I saw so many desync deaths in that Punisher 3 tournament and stuff. And
for sure.
It's just crazy. It doesn't even make sense to me. I was just mind blown that whole day when I saw that.
Yeah.
But so I guess we'll find out. We'll find out, chat. Maybe we get an appearance. Maybe not. We'll find out. But keep your eyes posted. We are definitely gonna be keeping our eyes on the Evasion bracket that is coming up. But moving on, I do want to ask the TikTok sensation. We got you on here, right? So would you care to expand on the success you've been finding out there on TikTok or Tark Talk, as we like to call it, right? And if you felt the effects of that on your Twitch, and for our streamers that are watching out there, what recommendations you have and things like that?
For sure. 100% felt the effects. Like, okay, 2 quick shout outs just because I know they're here. Jake he edits all my TikToks for me. Jake Tron 625. He edits all of my TikToks for me. I'll send him clips or like he's a mod in my chat. Don't you dare, too bad.
Hey, big shout out there. Big shout out.
I'll send him clips or like I'll be streaming and be like, Jake, that's a TikTok. And he has it to me within like 20 minutes. Like, I don't know.
Dang.
It's crazy. He is so helpful. I don't think I could be like, I am very technology illiterate when it comes to editing, if that makes sense. So the fact that he can like do that for me real quickly whenever I have an idea or he sees something that he thinks is funny is so helpful. And then Genooo is the one who got me on to do TikToks. I had posted like yeah, he's killing it on TikTok. Like,
oh yeah,
10,000 followers, like every video's like he's killing it. So of course when Geno's like, Bailey, you got to get on those TikToks, I was like, yeah, okay, like, and he was telling me I was just doing like a video clip that had the black bars above and below, and he told me, he was like, you're gonna get much more traction, right? I think everybody starts there, right? Like because it's like better to put out content than nothing, I guess,
for sure. Mm-hmm.
But he was giving me tips, and he was like, it really helps if you edit it, make it more pleasing to view. And the consistency is what he preached. Like, you got to do 1 or 2 videos a day, and one of them will hit the For You page eventually. Like, one of them will hit. So I posted for like a week and was like, Genooo, I'm doing it, but I haven't hit one yet. And he was like, Bailey, I promise you, just keep at it. One of them will hit. And then literally the next day, one of mine got it, like I woke up and it had 20,000 views.
That's how it goes, yeah.
And I was freaking out. Yeah. And now that video has over 200,000 views.
Oh my God.
Just that's because it keeps like resurfacing, I guess.
That's what happens on TikTok, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's crazy. TikTok is nuts. And the number, like at least once or twice a stream, I'll get a new follower be like, I love your TikToks. Like, I'm here from TikTok. Or I'll kill somebody and they like come in and they're like, oh my God, I watch your TikToks all the time. I can't believe you killed me, stuff like that. And it's one of the coolest things that I've experienced streaming, that like, because Twitter and Instagram are like nice, but they don't bring in people to the stream that much. It's almost like a different set of like people sometimes.
For sure. I hear that.
But
I hear that.
TikTok really does like bring in people more so than the other social media platforms, at least for me personally.
Mm-hmm.
So it's TikTok's
playing that algorithm. Yeah,
for sure.
Genooo, just to tell you what we were just talking about, how you suggested HayBailsZ get on TikTok and everything. So we were talking about that. Jake Tron also says something about stupid audio clips.
Oh my God.
I guess there's some trade y'all make there. That's business, right?
He clips things out of context a lot and then just strips the audio clip. So we'll be playing and he'll just push a button and it's me saying something like totally out of context. That sounds so funny. Stupid.
That's hilarious. Could have a sense of humor.
Genooo says TikTok the best social media platform right now for content creator. Well, yeah, that like to me, what is really crazy about is the algorithm. Like you said, like you got those 20,000 views immediately, but it's like, part of the compounding is like all the new followers that you get. It's gonna show your old TikToks off once they're following, just on the For You page and following page and stuff like that. And I feel like that's where a lot of like that resurfacing happens, maybe, right?
Oh yeah, for sure. It's hit like I have 2 TikToks of like viewer kits I've gotten that I swear they've hit like 3 or 4 times where like I get a ton of likes and comments on them.
Really?
Again, yeah. Like I had just posted it. But I have a ton of TikToks now, and it's like just those 2. So I don't know how it works at all.
It's weird.
I don't get the algorithm. I just know I post 1 or 2 a day when I start my stream, and then maybe like halfway through my stream. So I can be like, chat, go watch this TikTok, spam them with the link. Some of them do really well. Some of them only, get a couple hundred views, but it's still like,
Yeah.
I would happily put out tons of TikToks that don't get that many views to get the chance of having the one that does
Absolutely.
get a ton and bring in all that traffic.
And I feel like that's kind of how TikTok works too. Like, I'll post things that like, I'm like, oh, this one's great. It's going to pop off, right? And then it'll get nothing. And then I'll just be like, I'm just going to post this and see what happens, right? It's just like, I'm doing something, I'm busy that day or something. And then that one pops off. And I'm like, okay, I don't.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
hey,
for sure.
I'll take it,
Literally
Yeah.
the first one that kind of popped off, like Jake and I had been talking the night before, and we were just like scrounging through my VOD. Like, we need a TikTok for tomorrow. What could it be? And we had never done a TikTok about a viewer kit I had gotten, but this guy like, oh no. The first one was I accidentally bought 50,000 USD instead of 5,000 USD.
Classic. Oh, that's a tough one.
It was either that or the viewer kit, one of those two. And we were literally just scrounging. And it's so funny, like you said, like, I'll post one that I think is just hilarious. Flops. Totally flops. But then I'll just scrounge through one and be like, yeah, I'm just putting it up today. No, some content's better than no content. And it pops off. So it's just weird. I don't get it.
The algorithms are so strange, but you're totally right. You're totally right. And then Gino out here saying that TikTok, I've done research and stuff. I list algorithms for social medias. Passive and aggressive. TikTok is the most aggressive algo. TikTok has an algorithm more than just comments and likes. Depends on watch time, such too. Oh, really? Okay.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah. Gino's the go-to guy for social media.
Social media
really,
scientist. Yeah.
Like, he looks like Caillou, but he literally is the smartest when it comes to this stuff. He's helped me so much.
A little shade on the pod there, guys. That's funny. Oh, man. Some real interesting advice and topics that we were talking about here, guys. I hope we had to ask HayBailsZ about TikTok, because I know that we get streamers out there that are watching, and if you're trying to up your game, you need to be taking advantage of this if you actually want to grow like other streamers and content creators are, because they are taking advantage of this. And you're hearing the tips from directly from HayBailsZ. So moving on though, I think that really covers that. Like, honestly, I was on your stream and I heard you mention something about researching and how you like to collect computer peripherals, actually. So I wanted to bring that up because I do have a little bit of savvy in that at my own. I feel like any streamer, you gotta kind of figure it out, right? But you said that specifically. So could you walk us through how you got into computer parts and then some of the, your favorite devices in your own setup today?
I don't even really know how I got started. When I first ever bought like my first desktop, it came with that like the really crappy Asus like stock keyboard and mouse, and I hated it. It like made my hand hurt. The keys didn't feel good. But my brother is in IT and has been gaming longer than I have, and he had like a Razer mechanical keyboard, and he told me like, you got to get a mechanical keyboard. You'll never turn back. Trust me. So I started I got like a really cheap like $20 like off-brand Switches keyboard, and I was just like, oh my god, this is so cool. It's so different. And so when I wanted to spend like a little bit of money on one to get a better one, I didn't want to get one that like just pick one out of a hat, So I started researching, and then I found out about the different switches and all this stuff, and it was just like, it was one of those things where it's just like something I could do when I was bored. I before streaming, I was a nanny, and there's not a lot of downtime, but when they're younger, there is some downtime. And I would just get bored, and I'd be like, well, let me go on Amazon and look at these like new keyboards and mice that are out. This like Corsair launched a new headset. Astro's got this new thing. Like it was just something fun for me to keep track of and look at. And then I started buying a ton of them, and I could never like settle on one I loved, especially for keyboards. Mice, I'm pretty like, I don't switch out too much, but I'll probably have a new keyboard once or twice a month. Like not bought, but like just switched out with the ones I have.
And this is before you started streaming, right? When you're saying this, when you started getting the research. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
It was just like a fun hobby, like people collect all kinds of things. I just like having a closet full of peripherals. I don't know. I just really like having a ton of different options for whatever I'm feeling, It's also fun to have an excuse, like when I'm doing that, I'll be like, just gonna get a new keyboard. These switches are annoying me. Like, I need something like that.
Right, gotta place the blame somewhere, right? Like
exactly.
Yeah. It can't be me, right?
Yeah, you could just start breaking keyboards on the stream with no cost.
Your little flight reacts type stuff. Yeah, I hear it.
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah, I kind of grew up doing the same thing a little earlier on. Like, I mine was always with wires. Like, I wish I had like a bunch of different keyboards and stuff. That seems like the way to do it. For me, it was like I always had like a box full of wires. I was like, I probably need these, just in case, right?
That's what my
Gotta
dad
gotta
does.
keep them in the closet.
But my dad's a little different. He doesn't know what any of them do, but he's scared to throw one away that's important.
Exactly. That's the thing
So
about
he
them.
just keeps
You
them
throw
all.
it away, you're like, God damn it. I needed
Yeah,
that.
exactly.
Extra important.
So wait, walk us through what's some of your favorite devices, like for your webcam, for example, maybe mic, headset, anything like that. What's your top stuff here that you enjoy?
My latest improvements are my mouse. I got the G Pro Wireless Superlight.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, same here. Yeah. So good.
I have had the normal, like the first version of the G Pro.
Okay.
And I loved it, but I really like the lightweight mice. So I'm trying to send that old normal G Pro to Breezy because he wants a new mouse. And I'm like, dude, I'm telling you,
G Pro, yeah.
It's amazing. It's really nice. He's like, I don't have to keep charging, and I'm like, it'll last you a week. Like, it's fine. It's such a good mouse. But I also really like color coordinating stuff. So when this came out in white, I was like, no question. Even if it wasn't lighter, like I was searching for a white G Pro wireless that wasn't super, super like expensive because of resale or whatever, since they were limited. I was looking for one forever. So like I have a white keyboard, a white desk, a white computer case. I wanted a white mouse. But I 100% would recommend. Very happy with my purchase. Logitech makes nice mice. I've had a few.
Absolutely.
Of them.
I didn't get to try the G Pro, but the Superlight, it's like
incredible.
It has changed my world. It took me a while to get used to because it was so light in comparison to my other mouse. Like, it now feels like I'm holding a brick when I use my Razer mouse.
Yeah.
And
for sure.
It makes such a humongous difference, honestly. Like, when I'm sitting in Kovac and stuff, it just feels way better. Like, I would recommend it if you're to anybody who wants to take their FPS gaming to the next level. Getting a light mouse has made the world of difference. So I hear you there.
A few years ago, I went from the Logitech G502, which a lot of people say is like literally a brick, to the Ninja Final Mouse Air. That was like 58 grams. And that was like that. Once I got that mouse, I was like, okay, I'm never gonna like. And even the 502 came with like weights you could put in. Yeah. And after I got the lightweight one, I was like, why would you ever put weights in a mouse?
FPS, no. I've had those too, yeah. And I used to put the weights in them too because I was playing other games.
Right.
Like some strategy or something. But when it comes to FPS, it's just like totally different game.
Yeah. They add the weight so you can game underwater. Honestly.
For sure. Other than my mouse, I have the Elgato Wave 1 microphone that I really like because it comes with a software that lets me change volume levels for me, and then for stream, it like splits the audio. Or I can like play copyright-free music for stream and then jam whatever I want myself.
Yeah. Okay.
And that's really cool. And it works really well. I got a Stream Deck, and that's really nice.
Yes, absolutely.
I just mute my mic for stream with a touch of a button, but still talk to somebody in Discord or like my brother or like something. It's so definitely like the Stream Deck and the mic for sure have been super nice to have.
And do you have a single PC stream setup? Is that what you're working with?
I do, but I am in the process of a 2 PC stream
there you go.
setup.
There you go. I like to hear that. That's cool.
I have my old one like literally sitting next to me. We got the video worked out. I got a capture card and everything, but audio is tricky. And my Go XLR is like back
Okay,
ordered.
so you got the Go XLR? Okay,
It's been ordered, but I'm not going to get it until the end of May, apparently.
Oh, okay.
So we're trying to like figure out through voice meter and stuff.
Dang,
but
this is cool.
It's a work in progress.
Okay,
Yeah.
Yeah, we better see some clips of it. Like that sounds pretty cool. What capture card did you go for?
It's the Elgato HD60. It was like,
yeah.
My old computer doesn't have a slot.
Well,
yeah, that's exactly it. I wanted the internal one because I wanted to get like a new monitor and do 1440p, like be able to play on 1440p. But my old computer doesn't have like it's a pre-built. It's like really not great. But it has. I upgraded the processor.
Doesn't have like the PCI slot.
Yeah, it doesn't have that. So I had to do the external one.
Yeah, HD60 is actually really, really good.
It works, and it was cheaper, so
for sure.
I'll take it.
For sure. I think you'll be totally fine with that. And what I love about the 2 PC setup, you can do what you were saying exactly like with the Elgato, especially with the Go XLR. Like that's one of the things I can't wait to start getting into.
Oh,
but
I'm excited. Yeah.
you just kind of have your audio in 2 different places, so it's not a problem like that. But nice. That's actually really cool. So guys, we talked about a lot of peripherals here. Hopefully you guys can check it out. We'll try to link to some of those in the description. Go out there, get yourself some upgraded computer hardware. And yeah, it's really necessary as a streamer. You gotta go out there, figure out this kind of stuff. And I have a lot of fun doing it. I'm also a big peripheral guy, so
yeah, it's fun.
But yeah, so moving on. I mean, we've made it through a lot of the questions here. We got a few left for you if you have the time.
Sure.
But yeah, so one thing we did want to talk about. So just in general, here at Calzax, we're firm believers that people of this world will benefit from putting themselves into other people's shoes and soaking in what reality looks like for them. That's just been something that I've lived by, early in my life. I've traveled abroad, got to see other countries and stuff like that, and that was always something I thought was really important for people to do. So we wanted to ask you. You have a very unique perspective as a female in this Tarkov streaming world. With that in mind, we would love to hear what the experience is like and give you a proper opportunity to talk to the audience if there's anything you'd like to raise awareness about in regards to this. The floor is yours. Whatever you
To be honest, it is not always a walk in the park to be a female streamer. I've only ever really streamed Tarkov as my main game, so I can't really speak out like in different communities what it's like. But I just think in general, being a content creator, somebody on social media as a female, you just have to mentally prepare that you're gonna get more crap than there have been multiple times where I've like killed somebody. The one that always stands out to me, some guy came into chat and was like, hey, you just killed me on interchange. And, of course, hey, GG's, man, that was a good fight. If somebody comes into chat, I always try to be like, tell them my perspective, maybe help them out, like why I knew where they were. Like, I could hear you healing. I heard you do this. I heard you, something like that. And I was like, GG's, man. I saw your flashlight. I saw your laser. So I knew where you were on the left side, something like that. And he goes, yeah, but does your husband allow you to play video games? And I was literally like, well, there's nobody here telling me what to do. I paid for everything myself. I've built this all by myself, so I don't need to ask anybody, whether I'm married or not, if I can do this. And he was like, well, just at least go into the kitchen and make me a sandwich. And then, of course, immediately we ban him. He's not allowed back, that sort of thing. But, like, you get that a lot. A lot of guys are not happy that a girl killed them in a video game. And it's so stupid. Like, there's just so much stigma because of social norms. Like, it's getting better. It definitely is. But, like, I feel like my generation is when it really started to be, like, more normal to see girls in a GameStop, girls in the video game section of a Walmart, that kind of a thing. But it's definitely not normal yet. There are people who, like, were brought up with old traditional values, and that, not that there's anything wrong with that, but, like, they're just not used to it. So, like, I don't always try to assume, like, they're a bad person right off the bat. Sometimes some people come in and say very mean things, and I'm like, okay, dude. But, they're just not used to seeing females succeed in this industry, which sucks for sure. And there's also the whole, like, the just chatting section of Twitch, girls wear low-cut shirts for views. They're just flaunting for views and to make money. And I personally don't have a problem with that. That's not something I do. I kind of, I'm trying to make my name in being, like, in my personality and my gameplay. So, like, there's never any doubt. Like, I literally wear hoodies and t-shirts on stream. That's all I wear. I don't want anybody to ever come in and accuse me of, like, not, like I said, not that there's anything wrong with that. In my opinion, like, you do you, boo-boo. Make your money how you can. If it works for you, that's not your fault. That's everybody who's paying you, You don't like it, take it up with the people donating and subbing to you. But I want to be able to, like, make my name because of me, And I think that my community will be something I enjoy more because of that. It's not going to be people just kissing up to me. It's not going to be like, it's literally like I always say, it's like I get to talk to my friends every day, you know? Because it's literally like I just talk to them like we're friends. I'm not like putting on a show or anything. But no matter what, you're still going to get people who come in and say like, you're only getting views because you're a girl. You're only like getting subs because you're a girl. And that sucks sometimes because how am I supposed to argue that, you know? But, and it's like 2 weeks ago, I was like really having a hard time mentally with it all. And I talked to Breezy and Genooo and some of my friends, just like, I'll let 99 comments roll off my back and just be like, hey man, I'm sorry. You know, sorry you think that way, but I'm doing me. And then there's that one comment that just like, it just gets you. And it pisses you off, makes you insecure, makes you feel bad. Like I literally had to turn off my camera, go to the bathroom. Like I felt like I was going to start crying. Like, and like, I can't show that on stream because it's just, oh, she's a girl, she's crying, she's whining, she's trying to get attention, you know? It's just, there's so many double standards, and it's not easy to just let it roll off your back all the time when you're hearing this every single day. But it's expected now. The longer I've been streaming, the more it's just kind of like part of the job, which is unfortunate, but I don't think I'm in a position to do anything about it, unfortunately. You know, I can control my community the best I can, but I'm not Pokimane. I'm not Valkyrie, you know, I can't make some big statement that gets trending on Twitter. I can't, like, I would love to be able to do that someday. And I'll always stand up for female streamers if I see something happening to them. I was even having a conversation with one of my friends this morning who, like, was having a small argument with another female streamer. And I just DM'd him quickly and was like, before you say anything on stream, realize what you're doing to her. Like, getting your chat almost like to gang up on her, kind of. Not necessarily gang up, but like implementing your opinion to somebody who doesn't have an opinion, if that makes sense. Who doesn't go to the female streamer's chat and form their own opinion first. And it just brings toxicity into that female streamer's chat. And that's not something I ever think is okay. Even like, I don't want to send people to male streamers' chats and be like, oh, you got killed by a girl. How does that make you feel? Like stuff like that. I would never want that either. But I think the more normalized it gets to have females in the industry, and the more men that stick up for the women, the better it will get. Yeah, that's my spiel.
We appreciate you giving that spiel. Like that is definitely something we wanted to ask. And like, it's really not, it's crazy just hearing the reality, because like, it's really just not something that we as guys really have to deal with on my stream. You know, like all these struggles that you're describing, it's a totally different scene, and it's just not the way it should be. And so I just want to make sure that we gave you the chance to talk to the audience on that. And Sidu and I, we're just here to listen on that.
That was
I appreciate
eye opening, honestly.
And but as you said, like, it's up to. I wanted to make sure we give you the chance to talk about that, because it's almost like people need to be as exposed to this kind of stuff as possible, right? Get that awareness. It's the people that don't really have that exposure, right? Mm-hmm. That haven't seen these sort of things. They don't have the perspective, that are probably coming into the chats and raising these scenes, right? And so the more exposure and publicity, and as female streamers continue to get more into the scene and bigger, hopefully you're right, that we can start to see some change, and people on the other side of the coin, I need to stand up for you guys as well. So that's all I really have to say about that. Yeah. I just want to make sure that we all listen and take something away from that. And so, reach out to y'all's fellow streamers, give them some love, give them some support, because it's a wild west out there sometimes.
Yeah, so it's definitely helpful having guy friends that are streamers like stand up for me. You know, that's a nice, like, feels good, man. You know, that they recognize it. I'm not the only one seeing this. And even like my mod team is all guys. I don't think I have a single female mod. And the second they see something, like, I don't even have to say, ban them, time them out. They're just like, that's not cool, dude. You know, so it is really nice to have that kind of support system. And I know that they have my back. And, the second somebody comes in, I'll get a DM too from Breezy if I'm not like playing with him or something. And he'll be like, you realize that guy's being stupid, right? Like, don't take that seriously. So, but it just sucks because not everybody has that. Not every female streamer has that. So especially smaller female streamers, you know, there are guys who literally just troll different gaming sections to find female streamers and like make fun of them in their chats. So that
Crazy.
it sucks. It sucks like for somebody who's got 2 to 5 viewers and doesn't really have a mod. You know, they have to deal with that and reply to the person themselves and then ban them out themselves. Whereas like I can kind of just almost not even see it sometimes because my mods are so fast with it. So
what would you say,
crazy.
like, what would be your advice for female streamers starting out? I'm sure you had to go through that phase, like, where you didn't have this mod team and somebody comes to your chat dropping things like that. What advice do you have for dealing with those kind of situations?
It's easier said than done, but literally do not take anything anybody says on the internet seriously until you, like, get to know them. Like, there are definitely, like, my small community, I know I've gotten to know people, you know? I'll DM with them, I'll talk to them. They're in chat enough that I can like understand understand that what they're serious about, what they're not serious about. But if you have some random person who you've literally never talked to before, like brand new username you've never seen before, and they come in and start making like sexist jokes, you can't. That's just a guy looking for attention. And something I've learned from these guys in my support system is like they're looking for a reaction, which I used to give all the time. I would talk back to them. I would trash talk with them. I would try to make them realize they're being very hurtful and stupid, but that's what they want. They want you to get worked up. So if you can literally just kind of be like, okay, dude, and delete the comment, ban them, then they're not going to come back because they're just going to move on to whatever other crap they want to do. Because all they want is a reaction. So if you don't give them their reaction, then they won't keep bothering you.
Very good advice.
Yeah,
very
really
good advice. So I encourage everybody, you know, who got a chance to listen to this, continue to pass on the word. You know, I mean, that's what it's going to take to reach change, is for everybody to be supporting in the right way, and continue passing on the word, giving exposure, shedding light to these sorts of things. It's really important, like I said, to just step into other people's shoes, especially for those guy streamers out there. Like as she's saying, we need to make sure we understand the reality and are supporting out there. So please pass on the message, and let's go make some change out there, right guys? I mean,
yeah, for real.
What we want to see.
For sure.
So on that note, I think that was some really, really cool, deep stuff that we got to talk about there. But I mean, let's finish off with some Tarkov, finish on a light note, right? We noticed, or at least I've noticed on TikTok, right? You've used a lot of the MK18, right? And we thought you'd be a great person to ask. How do you feel about where it sits in the game in terms of balance at the current moment? And how have you enjoyed using it overall?
It is very fun to put like a red dot or a hollow on that and just like take it into dorms or like in the mall and interchange and not just snipe with it like it's like
I think that's where I've seen most of the clips. Interchange.
It's very fun. But I don't think it's overpowered at all. It's expensive. The ammo is expensive. You can't get the ammo from traders. At least the AP. I'm not 100% sure about the FMJ. But the AP you can't get from traders. And I run into 10 KS shotguns for every one MK18. Not to mention, it's a very, very distinguishable sound. So you hear that, you hear the boom, you know, the sound that it makes, and you know immediately, oh, that's an MK18 somewhere on the map. And like for me, at least, I get excited. I'm like, I gotta go find that guy. And
it's the gold mine.
Yeah. At least the most recent fight I can think of was a guy on Woods. I had in M1A and he had the MK18 and I hit him. I got a headshot and he hit my arm. Like we shot at the same time pretty much. And I lit because he hit my arm, but I hit the headshot. So I won. Whereas if it was a KS shotgun, we would have traded or I would have died. So I don't think it's overpowered simply because you can't hit me in the leg or the arm, or like if I have good armor on. Like I've eaten so many Lapua shots, and people will come be like, I thought this was supposed to one shot. How were you alive? And I'm just like, you didn't hit a headshot. I don't know. Like you aimed center mass, and that gives me a second chance. So I think it's balanced. It's a fun gun, especially for streamers to use. It's a content machine, you know. Sucks to die to it because you're like, oh my God, that was an MK18, but it happens less, like it doesn't happen often enough for it to be a problem.
Yeah. Yeah, I haven't seen a crazy amount of them, to be honest, actually, now that I
For
think
sure.
about it. So I guess that leads into this question. When it comes to the MK18 and the KS23, do you think it's the pricing that is, like, for example, if they really up the price on the KS23, do you think that would balance it? Or do you think it's really all about the strap 10, and even if this stuff is expensive, then it's just going to be OP at the end of the day?
So Jake said in your chat that AP is found in raid only for the Lapua, right?
Yes.
So
yes,
I
true.
think if they made strap 10 found in raid only, like, because you can survive, what is it, strap 25 or barricade? Like, you can survive one of those rounds way more than you can survive. Like, you'll be hurt, but you'll be alive. You know, you'll get a chance to back off, reset. I just think they need to make, personally, the top tier ammo found in raid only. And I think that's probably why. And so the MK18 is locked behind the 25 Sturm kill quest now. So you don't have everybody and their mom buying 2 MK18s every reset for 40,000 rubles like you do the KS23. I don't know. It's not like the MK18. I think they made quest lock because it's obviously like it's a big bullet. It's a big gun, you know? The KS23 is a shotgun. So it almost like doesn't make sense for them to lock it behind a quest, but maybe the ammo needs to be locked or found in raid only. I'm not a game dev. I don't want to tell them necessarily how to do their jobs. These are just my opinions, you know? But something needs to be done because the MK18 I don't think is nearly as bad as the KS23. Mainly because of the whole price.
Mainly because of the price. And we do love to just get everybody's opinion. Again, we were asking Yoinks these same questions about the KS23. There's so many people on Twitter talking about it. It's just it's a sensation. But again, I think, you're right. It's in that price. It's the fact that you can go get this KS23 for 40K, get your strap 10, and then go clean you up some 300,000-400,000 plus kits. Versus the MK18, if you buy that, you're most likely going to put more money into your kit anyway, right?
Right.
You're going to put a little bit extra on it and stuff, too.
Like,
you know?
when I'm playing with the MK18 and I miss a shot, my chat goes, rip 40K. Because, like, one AP bullet is 40,000 rubles, which is the price of the KS23. You know?
Yeah, that's crazy.
So, it's like you're more cautious about shooting sometimes with the MK18. You're more careful. Whereas the KS, like, you just run around with pockets full of strap 10 shooting at everything that moves and with no care in the world.
Taking their stuff. You don't want to bring your armor in or anything at the KS23 because you're going to kill someone.
You're going to get
you're not gonna have space.
exactly.
Yeah, like there's no point.
Yeah.
Just going shopping and you bring that thing.
Exactly. That's a very good point.
Getting the grocery basket. Oh my God. That's funny. Oh, well, chat, let us know, YouTube comments, let us know, TikTok, anybody who's watching, what you guys think about the MK18, the KS23. These are all hot topics. Everybody's got a little bit of a different idea. We got both sides of the coin here. We got the Chads getting their stuff taken. We got the quote unquote rats. You know, not everybody likes the term, right? So, and then we got the goblins, but just going around stealing everybody's gear. So,
my favorite new one is the crab. Have you heard that one?
I haven't.
It's people who crouch and then slowly walk.
Oh, yeah.
So people that, like, I'll hear, like, he was just, like, I've been saying it too, like, he was crabbing in avocado or something like that. And it just means they were literally crouch walking, slowly making their way through.
I love it.
That one's my new favorite.
That's a play style.
I love the Tarkov community.
The crab walk.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
It's hilarious.
How many times have I walked into somebody on the staircase in dorms just crabbing up the stairs?
Exactly.
Like, oh.
Yep. That's a crab. Yep.
Oh, my God. And you can't hear them now with the Steam audio, too, because of the verticality. People have been walking up on me with that, but I guess, okay, this is kind of the last little question we've got for you. Like, honestly, we've got to cover so much. Last little thing, just a general question when it comes to Tarkov. Maybe this will apply to your 8-week tournament here. Are you a early, mid, or late wipe, or kind of all the above gamer in Tarkov? What's your favorite time in Tarkov, I guess. Oh, I mean, this wipe there wasn't really a mid wipe,
Yeah.
quote unquote. You know, so like let's say it's more of a regular wipe, right?
Yeah, nothing like excites me more than the beginning of a wipe. I even I've been like even just like last night I was playing on a standard like a new account just to kind of because it's
Definitely hear
like
that. Yeah.
it means more when you have a good raid, you know? It means more when you die. You have something to work towards. And don't get me wrong, it's still fun to play my main account and, you know, wear full meta gear and try to like get 5+ kills in dorms and stuff like that. Like that's
Mhm.
fun. But it just gets a little stale, I guess. And I feel like at least now I can go back to the other standard account and like it at least reminds me that I have this full account
It does
that I
remind
can,
you. Yes.
you know, with
sometimes
full
forget.
stam, you know,
You're
elite
right.
stam and all that. But the beginning of the wipe, this white man, I remember Breezy and I, and he's like 2 hours behind me because I'm on the East Coast. So I woke up at 7, he woke up at 5, and we just played literally when the wipe dropped. And I can't
Yeah.
remember being that excited for something in a game in a really long time. So I really do love the beginning of the wipe. I really do. But I'm also addicted to like the questing and the progression, trying to get to level 40 for max traders and that kind of stuff. And so I'll put in more like long hour gaming sessions in the beginning of wipe than I will like in the first week of wipe than I will for the rest, which is fun.
For sure. Yeah.
I definitely wouldn't do it like for a whole wipe. Like,
Yeah.
you know, but it's something that's unique about this game that I really like.
For sure.
It keeps the longevity. You know, I've been playing it for over a year now, and I haven't played a game for over a year since I started playing World of Warcraft. So it keeps your attention, you know?
Yeah.
Mid wipe to me is the same as the end of wipe because everybody's still like you either get beginners or people who have the mid-tier armor, like the same as you. And then at the end of the wipe, it's you either get Timmies, beginners, or people with slicks and X-fills and stuff. So mid-wipe and end-wipe to me are very similar. It's more so just like, who has tracksuit? Oh my god, that guy has Killer's tracksuit. He must be like a Chad. You have Kappa? Do you have Kappa? Like stuff like that.
I hear that.
It's more like achievement things rather than like gear, I guess.
For sure. It's almost like the start of the race at the beginning of the wipe, and that's what makes it so fun. It's like, wow, I accomplished these things. It actually means something, you know?
Exactly.
Like, I got the bronze pocket watch. Like,
right.
Wow, okay, you know?
Getting that pocket watch in the beginning when everybody else needs to get the pocket watch, it's rough, but then when you get it, it's like, oh, let's go, you know? Like, it's exciting, and I think that's why I like the competitions I've been doing so much, because it gives me something to work for. It gives me that excitement again. Whereas if I wasn't doing these, I honestly have no idea what I would be doing.
I hear that. That's a good point. It kind of elongates the wipe in terms of the excitement and stuff. And like for me, I've been doing something similar. Like obviously I don't compete right now or anything like that, but I started a hardcore account with the Peshly rules and stuff. And I mean, I've been uploading the videos and stuff, but it is struggle bus in my menu sometimes. 'Cause I've got the standard account and everything, and I just sit there like, what
am I gonna do?
Like,
I was thinking about doing that, but then my chat was like, you're gonna get so frustrated and so mad. Like, they didn't think I would enjoy it. So I just have a new standard account that I've been dabbling on.
Yeah, I definitely hear that. It's a whole new beast. Like, I think it's really good. Like, it's gonna help my game knowledge in the long term, because I'll just see something instantly know, oh, this quest. Do I need it? Yes, no. And I was really iffy about that kind of stuff beforehand, but it's struggle bus. Like, especially Peshly's rules, like they're tough.
He's hard.
If you go on a losing streak, you lose all your stuff, and then you're back hatchet running, you're tagged and cursed. People are coming for you, but everything you get just feels so good.
And that's one of the things that makes this game so great. Tarkov has ruined arena shooters for me, like the COD and Overwatch, and even like Valorant or CS. I get so bored after playing those for like an hour, because like I die, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna respawn, you know. Because if I die here, I'm like, crap, like I just lost so much. Or if I die like with a backpack full of stuff, like it's the adrenaline. And it's just, there's no other game like that right now. So it's just, the respawn games have become very dull for me.
It does. It's kind of, you don't realize it's gonna do that, but I feel that like I'll still go and play those just to still try to get better at like mouse and keyboard shooting and stuff like that, just to respawn and get back in. But you lose that feeling like whenever you kill somebody in Tarkov, there's just like, ooh yes, we're gonna go loot them and find out what's up. Like
you're just desensitized from playing Tarkov.
Yeah, honestly,
really
it doesn't.
is.
Oh my god,
it's crazy. Yeah, that's a good point. That's a really good point. Chat comments. You gotta let us know if you feel the same. Has Tarkov ruined other shooters for you? At least we're gonna have Arena coming out, maybe, right? So we can bring in our the FPS killer. We can bring in our gear to that one into more of a competitive, quote unquote, style shooter. I think it'll be really interesting to see how the netcode is going in that one.
I'll be very.
That's gonna be so important. Yeah, like what is gonna happen there? I don't know, but we'll find out, right?
I guess so.
Yeah. Well, honestly, I think we covered so much today. I think that is really all we have for HayBailsZ today. So with the last thing I want to say, thank you so much to HayBailsZ. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to join the show. Please go and make sure to support her at all the links in the description. And we would love to give you the floor at this moment. Just let the people know what you have going on and what they don't want to miss. It's all yours.
Well, first of all, thank you guys for having me and thinking of me.
Absolutely.
I really appreciate the opportunity. Right now, my main focus is the EFT League, and I have like a weekly giveaway going on through my Discord. For each like day I compete each week, and it's got like rare, like an ultra medical key, a green key card, a black key card, a couple violets, and stuff like that. So yeah, my main focus right now is TikTok and then the EFT League and just stream in general. I'm always working on stream stuff. So that would definitely be it. But like if people want a chance to win a cool rare key, definitely join the Discord for sure.
We will put links to all of that, including the Discord, in the description below. Again, if you're watching on YouTube, go make sure to give her a follow. HayBailsZ on Twitch. And that giveaway, y'all got to get the Tarkov stuff, right? The streamer's putting it all the time. You can just cash in on that hard-earned work. You don't even have to do anything, right? You just hop in the Discord. And
easy peasy.
That's, easy. All right. Well, honestly, I think that is it for the podcast episode 6 today. Thank you to everybody who got the chance to come out. Genooo, Jake Tron, Breezy, everybody who came by and said hello and what's good. Make sure, again, y'all check out HayBailsZ stuff. She's going to be competing in that 8-week tournament as well as the future Evasion stuff. And we'll find out what else we got going on. So make sure to stop by, check that out. I think that is it. CD, you got any final words?
No, thanks a whole lot for coming out tonight. HayBailsZ. It was a pleasure having you.
Yeah, thanks again for having me.
Yeah, sure. We got to talk about a lot of cool stuff. You guys will be seeing a lot of clips from this. We love to get those out on TikTok, YouTube, everything. Get it everything, all the love it needs. But yeah, good luck out there in the tourneys and everything. And maybe we'll have to catch a raid sometime. See if you can carry us, right?
I'm down. Thanks.
Yeah,
yeah. We'll
be the ears. We'll just wear headphones and make all the call outs just to kill everybody, right?
That works for me. That works.
Perfect. All right, guys.